Hello Space Engineers, welcome back to Far From Alone. I was trying to do a Titanic scene, but as you can see, apparently I keep floating off, even though I'm actually dampened to the ship. So we're going to give up with that, and get back into some kind of control. We've got a Reaver Slayer over there that looks like he's closing in on us, so that's not good. I think this is the same Reaver Slayer as we had back at the start station. Sorry it's a bit loud. We're just cruising along here at a steady 30. I'm really hoping he will just ignore us and pass us by. There's not really a lot I can do about it if he doesn't, except accelerate and hope to leave him behind. So, just going to wait a few moments and see what happens with him. Okay, so it looks as if we are leaving him behind. He's getting further away now. So, oh, okay. Oh, that's not good. I don't know why my jetpack was off. That's weird. Yeah, when we left the station, I bought some stuff. I don't know how safe it is going to be to walk around on here, but let me just remind myself, because it's been a hot minute. What did we buy? Let's go that way. Yes, I bought 20 superconductors, and I don't want to strip those down because you need superconductors to make hacking computers, and I suspect that might become important. I don't actually need all those batteries. I've just been sort of keeping, well, a few lying around, so we could get rid of 104 of those easily, I think. So let's do that. That'll give us some stuff at least. And I think we bought some ammo as well. Not that kind of ammo. So we want the Gatling rounds, obviously. But I got 6 assault cannon shells and 12 small railgun sabos. Now, I think the small railgun sabos are for small grid only, but small grid is okay, but 12 shots is not. I can't do anything with these NATO magazines. Can't disassemble those, unfortunately. And that's about our lot. So, back to the question in hand. Once that Reaver gets further away. Something that is going to become a problem is if I have to run away from one, it's going to take a very long time to run away from him. And I need the resources that they carry, but I need to outrange them. And the only way I can outrange them is with a railgun. Now a backwards facing railgun, obviously it's going to have to be small grid. It's going to have to come out here somewhere. I don't want to put it on the top where it's exposed, because the ammo that it contains is going to be incredibly important. So we do have a very convenient little spot in the middle there. I was thinking of maybe, if I can, somehow trying to cover up some of these engines, which inevitably means extending the bodywork, and then poke a small grid railgun out the back, which at least will give me something. So I'm going to take these off for now. I think I only put the one steel plate in them, so we're not losing too much with that. And then I really need to find a way of protecting these thrusters. Not so much the hydrogen ones, although they would be important too. I don't think there's much to be gained by going after that signal. So I thought what I'd do is I'm going to extend this backwards, which unfortunately means taking these off. and that one. And that one. Seems a bit of a shame, but not much I can do about it. So we're going to square that off and square that off. And what can we do here? I'd kind of like something that's going to take a bullet, and light armor maybe is not the correct choice. Okay. The other thing I find a little annoying is I was facing home when I started this whole thing, and home is now over there. And I don't know why that keeps happening, because I don't have any subgrids. But it inevitably means we're not facing into sunlight. So I'm assuming it's something to do with the ships I've got docked on here. Just realign. Something sparkling up ahead as well. Yes, there's definitely something sparkling up ahead. Okay, let me see if we can find a turret. Preferably one with a view. And where is it? Control. Ah, just the planet. Okay. Nothing to worry about then. Okay. Yeah, see, we wandered off again. Keeps wandering off from there, even though the dampers are off. And I'm fairly certain we don't have any thrusters operating on these. So I don't know why it keeps pushing me off course. Well, not off course, but you know what I mean, swinging me round. Anyhow, let's finish off this piece. Right, now I know we can use the passageways behind these thrusters, so I might give that a go. But first let's just marry up this side. I'm deliberately using a bad grinder, by the way, in case you're wondering why I don't use the better grinder. I could use the better welder, but the bad grinder gives me more resources back. That's why I'm doing that. Okay, so if we're going to put something behind these, we need to be able to shoot through it. So let's see, where's the passageways? Are they on that one? Bear with me while I find a passageway. Okay, so yeah, these passageways, I think, not those, not those. That's a windowed one, we don't need a window. T-junction, passage corner, there's 3 frame. That might work. Construction components, steel tubes and interior plate, so I don't know how many hit points that's likely going to have. Just kind of want the basic passage, that's that one. So that's more interior plate, so there's a lot more components in that. That's definitely going to have more hit points. So I'm thinking if I just put those and then flip this one round, do the same the other side, that gives us a hole down the middle. should we give that a try? And another one. And I don't think, no, it won't stick on there, so we're going to have to put a block in here. So if we're putting a block in there, what block are we going to put in there? So it's going to be 1, 2. Well, need some steel anyway. Wondering if we can do something like that. Yeah, maybe not. That doesn't work out very well, does it? I was thinking we put that one there. Sorry, thinking. Let's do this in the same. And that one. Then. Yeah, this is the problem one, because that's got to go on here. It's going to kind of ruin the outline, isn't it? That's probably the best I can do. And then we put the passageway on there, another one that side. Let's see how that looks. Well, it looks a bit gash, but I think once we flesh it out with everything else, at least it will give us some protection against shots coming in from behind. And I'm pretty sure those passageways are clear of the thrust from the engines. At least I hope they are. Alright, so let's repeat that on this side. So that's one of those, and one of those, one of those, and one of those. Oh, got it the wrong way around. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to need more of these. Alright, and then we just need to kind of brace across those two, because that piece there is the only thing holding those on. So again, I've got to do it whilst giving myself a clear shot, and I'm not sure if you can shoot through these things. I know the engines themselves don't interact with them. So what's the best way of doing that? Obviously we're going to be doing something over the top. Uh-oh. Reaver invader straight ahead. Because we're actually going that way. And that's where he is. So I think we're going to have to do a bit of a diversion here. Let's switch on the hydrogen for a quick one. So as long as those things don't blow up now, we're on full throttle, we'll know that they're safe. Bit of a nuisance having to go all the way around him. He's still closing at the moment. I'm only doing just under 60 meters per second. I think he's found us. Yep, he's found us. So we're going to have to increase our speed. This camera's annoying, isn't it? That's as fast as we can go. So obviously we're flying sideways at the moment. I say I apologise for the noise, by the way. It's extremely noisy. Hopefully we can outrun him and he'll leave us alone, but not sure what we can do about it if we don't. I have to do something with this cockpit as well. That is really annoying. Just going to try and correct my drift a little bit. So he's closing in on us at the moment because I'm correcting my drift, so we're actually getting a bit closer to him. But hopefully we can go faster than him, albeit only a few meters per second. Kind of going in the right way now, so just a little bit more left. There we go. So at least we're heading back towards home. But I don't really want to be doing 100 meters per second because I can't actually do any work on the ship at 100 meters per second. We've got a Mayday down there as well, by the look of it. So this is a bit awkward. We are pulling away from him, just. But this is going to take a little while. So you're going to have to bear with me. There's nothing I can do at the moment. We'll wait and hope that he goes out of range and loses interest. And, well, then I'll bring you back. Well guys, this is taking a very, very long time to leave him behind. We are gaining distance. He is definitely getting further back. But I'm still doing 100 meters per second, and I'm kind of loath to work on the ship at this speed. But we need to do something, so the first thing I want to do is just try and secure this a little bit. And I didn't really want to cover up these spots here that I was planning on maybe putting hydrogen thrusters in, but they'd be huge, and this ship really isn't big enough to warrant them. So we've got 2 hydrogen and 4 ion. I think for the size of the ship at the moment that's enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can... no, that's not really the right one. Just going to try and round this off a little bit in the hope that you know, it gives us some added protection. And then I'm really going to have to try and make, put my light on so we can see what we're doing, some kind of a railgun platform sticking out the back so that we can let him catch up with us, and then I can pick him off at range. But given the amount of ammo I've got at the moment, that might be difficult. So I'm not sure how we can do this. Yeah, really not going to be going after any form of unknown signals just at the moment. Thank you very much. That there, and then this one has always been an absolute pain. So, is there anything in the new blocks? Where are we? That one, for instance. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And then we'll repeat that underneath, if I can. Heavy armor slope transition base. So that's the only shape that matches there. So we got a reversed one. Well, before I do that, let's put this one on this side. That's the tip mirrored base. On the base mirrored. Position base mirrored. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Yeah, the right one. Something along those lines, I think. And then here, possibly going to extend the hydrogen thrusters out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but we can just go triangles for now, and that'll bridge the gap across there. fact, let's actually go and get the better welder for this. Put them in here? Yeah. Just stick it in there for now. And I've got that on hotbar 9 anyway. Yeah, it's still not even 3 kilometers away, so running away is a poor option, really. Oh, is that... Can I put heavy armor in there? I kind of would like heavy armor, really, but I hadn't planned on doing heavy armor. Yeah, I've done it there as well, haven't I? Okay. I don't want the ship to get that heavy, otherwise the thrusters are just not going to cope with it. I think that's the only heavy armor I put on it. Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. Have we even got... No. Okay, let's ditch that one for that one. And it was transition mirrored. Slow transition, was that the right one? Transition base. Base mirrored, that's the one. Where's the... It's because I'm at an odd angle. Right, so that's that way round. There we go. Get it right in the end. And then this side is underneath. And then transition base non-mirrored. There we go. Got there in the end. So heavy armor would be ideal here, really. But I'm just worried about the weight. We're already quite heavy for the amount of thrusters we've got. Can we have some more steel, please? Not sure what we're going to do about that gap yet, but these need changing. And I think we'll go with our dirty yellow.
Energy low.
And we need a block in there as well, don't we? That was black and battered. Okay. So we don't really need that block in
Energy critical.
there. Yeah, I know. That can come out. And that one also. Okay, let's go and get some energies. He's still 3 kilometers away. Yeah. That's definitely going to be a problem, and we need to be able to at least disable them, if not capture them. Yeah, drifted off again. Okay. So we're definitely going to be going through here. Gives us a good place to mount something. And then I think for now maybe just going to come straight out like that as a kind of support. And not really too worried about the holes there, because I think if we're going to get shot, it's going to come in from the back here. It would be kind of nice to put something in front here to protect the railgun. Question is what? I mean, I could use another passage. That's not ideal. And the other problem, of course, is I'm going to have to be putting some kind of a subgrid in here, which I can do, but it's a bit of a nuisance. Already having problems drifting off course. But I think... where are we? Do we have a hinge anywhere? Apparently not. So we'll go for a hinge. And I think we get away with that. No cargo access down here, I don't think. No. We call that, what should we call it? Rear rail gun converter. And then we're going to add a small head to that. And we're going to say we want to put you all the way up to 90 degrees. And then your lower limit is going to be, well, let's say 89 to be on the safe side. Your braking torque is going to be high. You're going to be... yeah, switch the hinge lock on. And then toggle the block off. That Reaver is hanging on, isn't he? He's not for letting go. Where's me hole? Okay, so that gives us a small grid facing backwards, and now we need to put some guns on it. So what have we got? Small grid railgun. Yeah, that feeds from the back, that's good. I'd kind of like to put more than one on, but we haven't got the ammo, and they require 20 superconductors. Oof, that's expensive. Needless to say, that's why I really want to protect it. No. Yes. Just wondering whether it should be high or low. Can't actually remember where the barrel is. It's kind of in the middle, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of irritatingly right in the middle. Okay, well, what we can do then is we want to put a converter on there. Yeah, and so we could put it that way for multiple. That would probably be sensible. Yeah, let's get some stuff. And then we'll go with that. And I've forgotten, I think it's at the top. Yeah. Yeah, so it can only really go there. And then we're going to need a camera. Now, should we face the camera? Oh, I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Let me out. Wondering if I should put the camera right next to the railgun, or whether it would be better mounted somewhere else. I think right next to the railgun makes sense for the most sort of accurate shooting. Where are we? Camera. Small grid. So this is going to be our 20 superconductors, which I'm not at all happy about. Let me in, let me in, let me in. Oh, this ship is fighting me. Get me out. Oh. Houston, we have a problem. Yeah. Kind of a bit stuck. Come on, you can do it. You could do it. Maybe you can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to take this railgun off again. Good job I didn't put the superconductors into it, isn't it? I think, yeah, it's only steel plates, so that's cool. What a pain in the butt. Right, let's try that again. Without getting trapped, hopefully. Why am I using that one when I could be using that one? There we go. And it would be kind of nice to put some armor around that, but I'm not risking getting trapped in there again, at least not while I can't reasonably find a way out. So I don't know if the railgun can fire through these. I mean, it should do, but if it doesn't, it's not only a waste of a shell, but it's going to risk blowing my own ship up. I think I'm going to have to take a chance because I can't lose that railgun, or at least if I do, I can't replace it. So, fingers crossed. Yeah. I will at some point put some heavier armor around that, just in case shots get through, but for now that's going to have to do. And I think we'll leave the rest for now. Ultimately, we're going to need a lot more guns, and probably guns with a better range. But again, there's no point until I can find some magnesium somewhere, and I can't do that with a Reaver on my tail. Okay, so the other thing I need to do, it's one thing having a camera, but at the moment if I'm in that cockpit trying to control it, everything's backwards. So I think probably here would be a reasonable place. I want to put a control station in, and I don't think I have one of those on hotbar either. No, apparently not. So, what do they come under? Seat? I think. Could use a flight seat or a control station. I was thinking more perhaps of a helm. Have you not got a helm on here? We have not got a helm on there. What does the helm come under? Oh, it is on cockpit. Okay. And I think I'll leave that in black, because why not? Again, I could be using the better one. Okay, so here we want, oh, so many cameras. T-bar, constructor, okay, can only be that one. Let's view, and then let's go for block weapons. Railgun. Now, you've spotted my deliberate mistake here, haven't you? we need to pipe that in. And I didn't do that because I just used the hinge as a converter, and therefore it's got no piping. So I think what we're going to have to do for now is to manually feed it, and when I get a moment's peace I will try and find a way of piping that into the hinge. But as we don't have much ammo anyway, I guess it's not terribly important. Small railgun. Let's just go for 4. I think that's all it can hold. So, and it immediately loaded one. Alright, so we go for 2, we can... Yeah, he's nearly 4 kilometers away, so we are definitely gaining on him. But maybe next time, when he's, you know, within, what is it, 1.4 kilometers, maybe we'll be able to take a pot shot or 2 at him. But I'm not going to like waste ammo by trying from here because I know we're out of range. Okay, so let me just get in here. Oh, we're actually still heading for home. That surprises me. We're not drifting off anymore, even though I've put a subgrid on. How weird. Okay, so I've been giving some thought to the design of this ship, and although we've got, you know, a functional ship here that clearly we're able to run away from bad guys in, it's not very aesthetic. And ultimately it's not big enough in order to be able to, you know, dock our ship safely and all the rest of it. It's going to have to grow fairly considerably. So I'm still thinking about ways of doing that, and the one that keeps cropping up in my head, obviously we need to finish the front, but what I keep thinking of is to extend out the sides to make like nacelles, so that this would be the central part of the fuselage, and then we've got nacelles coming off the side. But I always tend to go for nacelles when I build ships. I don't know why. I think ships look better with nacelles, but there you go. That's what ends up happening. So I'm open to suggestions on. Yeah, on how we should proceed. We've got plenty of steel plates, so I'm going to weld up some of these. Try and get the ship at least in some form of, well, I wouldn't go so far as to say completion. But at least, you know, we can make it solid. He's not giving up, is he? Okay, so I'm not putting anything on the backs here because eventually, like the assembler, we're probably going to have either power or speed modules on, and on the refinery probably speed modules, I think, because most of its work is going to be refining scrap. I'm not sure whether efficiency works terribly well on scrap. It's more to do with ores, which we won't be getting, so, or at least not in large quantities. So yeah, I'm holding off on covering that wall up for now. It appears I can't do any more here because that's in the way. We could possibly cover up those tanks. That might not be a bad idea, might it? Oh, did I put all the steel away? I did. The only problem with covering everything up is it makes access a lot more difficult. Yeah, can do that one. Can't do any of those though. Okay, that looks a little bit more, what's the word? I was going to say safe and secure, but I don't think we can go that far. I think I can get these from underneath. Is it me, or is he not getting any further away? I don't... Oh, it's very, very slight. From 95 to 96. It seems to be taking a very long time. Okay, let's just carry on welding up for now. That's a conveyor junction. So is that. Okay, top side looks pretty good. Good as it's getting, apart from the front. Bottom side, not so much. Of course. Alright, so apart from the two hydrogen thrusters, that's pretty good there. And I'm going to weld up some of this, but I'm not sure whether the body shape might change. I kind of left it square because I needed an area to dock the ships on. But ultimately I'd like to have some kind of a hangar for them. Oops, did I want to do that? Oh well, done it now. That's just my securing leg for salvage. Yeah, I need this area for these ships, so kind of have to leave that as it is for now, but ultimately we need to do something with that. Right, let's see if we can do some kind of repairs on this. going to have to rearrange that. I don't need the programmable block in there, that's for sure. And we're certainly not going to use a rocket launcher, so that's going to have to all be reconfigured. And don't need the timer on there, but it's holding on the gyro, so for the time being at least it's going to have to stay there. So in the past what I've done is done my same technique as I did back there with the Hinge and converted to small grid, and then put, you know, some decent weapons on the front like assault cannons or something. But I don't want to risk, because I'm pretty sure the cockpit will, well, I don't know, it might not, but I can't remember if the cockpit will stay there attached on its side. I don't think it does, but I might be wrong. Either way, I don't want to take the chance of grinding stuff off that while we're doing 100 meters per second. So we're going to have to come back to that one. But whatever I put on there, it needs to have range, because that thing will kill it very quickly if I can't outrange it. So that's light armor, that's definitely heavy armor. That's light armor, that's heavy armor.
Energy low.
Heavy, light. I think that's where the interior turrets were on there, which we don't need. So I'm thinking we just carry that on, maybe in white. Just match that. And then this should be a straightforward one of those. We'll just do light armor. So I'm not going to worry too much until I can actually sort of strip it down. If we're going to use this to go off and get maybe dangerous wrecks, I'd kind of like some cargo on it. There's no cargo storage at the moment, so and at some point we're going to have to try and recharge its batteries, so we're going to need probably a docking port on it somewhere. Not sure how that's going to work. Anywho, we'll worry about that later. So, yeah, this episode has kind of been all about running away from Reavers. I'm going to put the good welder away before I forget.
Energy critical.
Yes, lady, I know. Yeah, if I don't do it now, I'm bound to forget. And we have drifted off again. Okay, so at the moment I'm just hoping to outrun him. and I'm hoping when he gets more than 5 kilometers away, he'll just give up and go after somebody else. But we can force him to go after somebody else. Let me just get out of this cockpit because it's so loud. If I can build some kind of a decoy that we could launch sort of backwards at him, as long as it's traveling fast enough that he can't just shoot it down in one hit, then we could perhaps encourage him to, for lack of a better phrase, bugger off. So building the decoy is easy enough. We just need a small battery, an antenna, probably a timer so that we can switch the antenna on after a certain period of time. The problem is we can't just push it off the back of the ship because he'll just fly into it and probably shoot it. So we need some form of propulsion. Thruster components are hard to come by, so that means hydrogen. We could do one hydrogen thruster on override maybe, but then we need a small hydrogen tank. Which again is perfectly doable. I'm just not sure I want to try and build one in small grid, traveling at 100 meters per second. I don't really see we've got much of a choice though, do you? So we're going to need to have some way to launch it. There isn't really anywhere convenient. I suppose we could possibly... No, because then we want to block that in afterwards. We've got to be able to get a hydrogen into it. And if I build it on one of these, it ain't going to have any hydrogen in it. Unless we can build it next to a connector, maybe? So if I put a connector on there and put this on here, so then we're going to have another one of those, which I can't do at 100 meters per second. Because I need to drop it on to that, and it won't lock or even get magnetized until it's built. But we can use that maybe to get the width, so I think if I line up a tank with that line there, so we've got to go that way up and that way round, and I can actually get it to organize that way. So now we just need to get it in the middle. Somewhere around there. Oh, look at that. That's just the difference between me placing it and that grabbing it. Yeah, that's not going to work, even with auto lock on.
Energy critical.
Go away. Yeah, he was 4 kilometers a minute ago. He's 3.97 now. Okay, the only thing I think I can do is slow down and try and match his speed and then outrange him with a railgun, but that's taking an awful risk. Let me just check we are definitely traveling at full speed. Drifted off again. Yeah, that's as fast as I can go. I think the only thing I can do is to take a chance and slow down and see if I can pick him off, or at least disable him a little bit. But before I do that, what I'm going to do is put a camera on the front here. If I can find it. And the reason I'm going to do that is because when I'm at the helm, I want to make sure I'm facing home. Oh. Be down there. Because of the way this thing is drifting, I want to make sure I'm going in a straight line so that he's following me in a straight line. And the other thing I'm going to have to watch is my oxygen. Switch my lights off. Get some health back. And I think I will also take... we can get rid of those. Yeah, I'm going to take some more shells with me. Just so I don't have to come all the way back upstairs if I run out of ammo. Oh, it's upstairs anyway. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going to just put the other camera on. Constructor, camera. That's not a lot of help, is it? Oops. I really need to remember to rename these as I place them. Camera, the ship front. Yeah, you can see how much it's drifting there. It's just crazy. I mean, I know I've got a subgrid on here now, but I didn't have before, and it was still drifting. So, front view. So we have this camera for normal operation, and remember we're going or facing backwards, and then this camera, which will give me the ability to backwards to just make sure that we're facing the right direction. So we can go to that one. And then what I've got to do is I've got to slow down, but not too fast, because we want him to catch up, but we don't want him to catch up too fast. The idea is I get into range of him, but he doesn't get into range of me. Okay, so he's closing in on us. I'm jiggling about all over the place. Okay, so we do have a red. Let's just accelerate a bit. He's closing. Yeah, it's allowing me to lock on, so I'm assuming we're in range. Maybe the range on a railgun is 2.5 kilometers, but I think that's a bit far. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit anything at that kind of range. I'm pretty sure his range is only going to be maybe 800. So the camera is zoomed in as far as I can zoom in there. It's definitely closing. Okay, so he's within 1.4, but I still can't actually see anything of his ship outline, or you know what I should be shooting at. I think that's a thruster there, but that's forward thrusters. hoping he can't shoot until 800. That's my plan. I'm also hoping our railgun works, because if it doesn't and blows our own ship up, I'd be quite disappointed. Okay, so he's still closing. I'm going at max speed now, and we're holding. Okay, did he take evasive action? I swear he took evasive action. Okay, let's just check we're still aligned with home. Kind of like him to fall in behind me if he will. He's kind of off to one side. I think it's going to take another 100 kilometers for him to actually get in behind us again. So I'm also not sure which crosshair I'm supposed to be using here. I think is that the camera one at the top or the bottom? So I'm going to fire slightly below him because I think he's coming into the shot. If I fire at what I want, I think it's going to miss. So... oh, that was definitely a hit. We need to hit something critical though, really. So I'm just going to slow down a little bit. Let him catch back up again. I see the sparks. I think they're probably coming off the hinge. I'll have to check for damage afterwards, but if my railgun comes off, I would be very upset. Maybe stop the jiggling with some kind of a locking mechanism, but I haven't got time for that now. Okay, which way are you drifting? You're pretty much flat on behind me, aren't you? That was a good hit, but it doesn't seem to have disabled him at all. So we get one more shot in this lot. And he still keeps coming. Okay, well, that's 4 rounds of ammo that we can ill afford to lose. I'm going to put another 4 in, and if that doesn't work, I kind of give up. Let me top up my oxygen while I'm here. Okay, I haven't drifted off too far. Well, I'm going to have to let him get closer than that. So the closer he is, the more guaranteed a shot I am, but also the more in danger I get from his guns. So it's kind of a bit of a balancing game. Okay, think that worked. Oh, no, he's still correcting. Okay, he's dropping back now. Yeah. I think we've crippled him. So I'm still only doing 60 meters per second and he's definitely falling away now. That said, he's stabilized it there. And now he's closing again. Jeez, what does it take? Hit him, but I don't think it did enough. Here he comes again for more punishment. Let's just check our direction. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, we definitely got some sparks coming off that hinge. Gonna have to try and lock that down with a landing gear or something. But I need to pipe it in anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Well, it was a good explosion. Are you going to give up now? Oh, he's dropping back at the moment. I would love to go and get the salvage off him, but even if I take out his forward thrust, I'm pretty sure the guns will still be powered. So I think it would be silly to attempt it. And he's coming back for more. Wow, okay, I'm going to accelerate. Just make sure we're accelerating in the right direction. Okay. Last 4 shots, and then I think we're pretty screwed. Small railgun. Uranium, silicon, nickel, and iron. Well, we could try making maybe another 12. I'm not sure how much stuff we've got, but we did get some uranium off those drones, so hopefully we'll be okay. Okay, that's the last 4 of those. Hinge looks okay. Yeah, still 100%. I think there's just a bit of clang going on there. It's probably banging on the small grid banging on the large grid or something. Okay. Well, I hope this isn't too boring for you guys. Obviously, this is part of the problem that we face in Far From Home. So, he's way off our course now, isn't he? And we are gaining on him, but we've done that before, so I'm going to slow down back to where I was. I'm going to let him catch up. Oh, we're really jiggling about now. So we're hitting him, just not taking out what we need to take out. Come on, we've got to hit something critical this time, surely. Let him get as close as I dare and try and hope that we can blow his hydrogen tanks out or something. But I can't hit his rear thrusters, obviously, they're at the other side of him, and if he's got batteries and ion thrusters, then, well, kind of screwed. He's still closing on us, but it's very slow now. I think maybe after this hit we'll hope that his acceleration is derided, is that the word? Knocked out sufficient that we can out-accelerate him, but I can't just spend all my resources on trying to take him out. If it doesn't work, we've got to find another way. Oof, this screen shake is horrible. He seems to be drifting down and to the right for some reason. See if we can correct the drift with ours. Just when I'm about to fire, the screen shakes violently and I can't even be sure I'm aiming at him. Surely that had to have killed you. What does it take? Well, there's a big chunk of him flying away over there, so I'm assuming that that's it. I'm actually going to slow down a little bit here and take a chance because there's so many bits flown off there. I think actually I'm going to come to a stop. I mean, if that didn't kill him, then I don't know what will. Oof. So, that was fun. I've run out of time, guys. That took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. In the next episode, I'm going to work on these decoys and maybe avoid having to spend some ridiculous number of railgun bullets just to get rid of a guy. But ooh, that's a bit quieter, isn't it? There's a few bits floating around. I'm going to go and see if I can find anything worth salvaging. And for that reason, I will put GPS here, just so I don't lose my ship. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you weren't as stressed out over that as I was, because I was getting pretty worried at that point whether or not we could even kill him. But we did, and I appreciate you joining me for the fun. Take care of yourselves now. Bye bye.